be playing after?
I
40?
won't. Yeah, I won't be playing till 43. That I can guarantee you. But it's amazing to watch him. Obviously, I'm very close to him, and I played with him a lot of years in the national team and now here in the Cup in Anaheim. But the way he takes care of himself off the ice and kind of gets himself ready for the games and practices, I think is the reason why he can still do that. But it's pretty amazing.
How difficult is it for a player you've always been an offensive player? I guess you always looked at your numbers to kind of gauge how you've been doing. You said that you don't look at that anymore. How difficult is it for a guy to turn that off after so many years as an offensive player, to not worry about the numbers?
Yeah, I guess I didn't mean that. I mean, you always care about the numbers, but they are not the priority number one. And obviously, if you're not getting the minutes in a power play or the offensive role as often as you did before, it's normal not to get the numbers that you did. I think you just older you get, you appreciate different things maybe what you did before. I don't have to prove myself to anybody, and being in Anaheim or in California, it makes it a little easier not to get the goals that you did here. So maybe that's maybe a part of the reason too.
Saku, talk to us a little bit about how your life has changed on that side. I mean, aside from what you're used to on the ice, but in your everyday life.
Well, here the players and the team is really under the microscope, and the focus is on the hockey and the Canadiens. And in California, obviously you can leave the rink and you can kind of live your life, and nobody really cares what you do off the ice. And there it's more about just what really happens on the ice, how the team is doing. Where because of the tension here, you kind of have to answer a lot of questions about non-hockey related things, and I guess that's just the biggest thing. And you can't obviously get what you have here on the games and what goes around the rink, but at this time of my life and career, I think it was kind of a refreshing feeling to go and being able to do things and just on my own.
There's some discussion here about the possibility of someday retiring your number. They were talking about it on the radio also this morning. That would be the ultimate for you to have your number retired here?
Well, yes. That would be amazing. But when you look at the numbers that have been retired here, I think those players are in their own class, and to be mentioned among them is an honor. But to have my number there, I think that might be a little too much. But it's nice to hear, even if there's a discussion about that.
Just out of curiosity, Saku, how often do you get stopped, accosted, recognized in Orange County?
Not often. Yeah, there are times, and the fans that we have are extremely fanatic. They're really passionate about the game, but obviously there's not too many, as much fans as the fan base as what you have here. So if you go on a weekend on a beach, it doesn't happen very often.
Saku, it's a whirlwind visit for you here, less than 36 hours. Are you going to have the chance to talk to Dr. Mulder or some of the people who work in your foundation? I know you're not here very long. You guys are out here right after the game tonight.
Yeah, I spoke the Dr. Wiedemer, that treated me. I spoke to him yesterday. I'm going to hopefully meet him quickly today. I'm hoping to meet with Dr. Mulder either before or after the game here. I spoke to the hospital people yesterday, and this time it's really unfortunate that our schedule is not allowing us to stay here a few more days and really spend some quality time with these people, but I'll do my best.
Do you view your foundation work as really part of your legacy here in Montreal beyond your time?
Absolutely. That's one thing that obviously I hope that people remember me about the things that happen on the ice, the things that I did here, but more than anything, it's the foundation, the PET scan that we have at the hospital, and I spoke to the Mr. Collette from the foundation yesterday, and he again said about the thousands of people that have gone through the machine and the help that they got, and for me that's really what matters.